There we go. So, hi everyone, welcome. My name is Latoya Lackey, and I have been with Plexus Worldwide for 6 years. And I met Danielle a few years ago, and her and Pastor Brian became pastors at our church, and just really fell in love with her, which I'm sure all of you already know how awesome she is because you're on here with her. She's like, yeah. So I finally, asked her about trying these products, and I'd really been wanting to ask her for a while, to be honest with you. But it's kind of like, oh, I don't really know her that well yet. And then, I was at our church, and then I went ministry somewhere else, and then I came back, and my family was still there. And so finally, I was just like, I'm just going to ask her, and I did. And she had tried Plexus way back when, and it was not a good time for her to take it with some of her other health issues that I'm sure you guys know. But I want her to jump on here and just share with you what has happened the last few weeks on these products for her while she's been taking it, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about the Triplex, which is how many of you have already gotten your products? Anybody yet? 2? Okay, have you already started them? Yes, awesome. Yay. Okay, so you're going to learn a little bit more about what you're already taking, and then Keena, you'll be learning about what you'll be taking soon. So Miss Danielle, I'm going to pass over to you if you want to just share with us some of the things that you've seen as you've been on the products.
Okay. Which I know we're all pretty much family here tonight. So I know a lot of you already know what I've went through since 2007 with my brain tumor and all that good stuff that I have been just so graciously blessed with. So I won't go through all that like we did last night on the Zoom. But since, like Latoya had mentioned, I tried it. I want to say it was about 12 years ago. But I was telling them last night that I couldn't even take a multivitamin at that time. And if I did, a lot of times I ended up at the ER because it just made me deathly sick. And so I tried it for 2 days. It made me deathly sick. And then I sold it. Actually, I think I sold the bag to Tanya. And it was at that time, they just told us, here, you drink this pink drink and you're going to lose weight. And that's all that we just knew, that Plexus was a pink drink. That's all. They didn't tell us about any products. They didn't tell us about nothing. So when Latoya and Alita had come to me and they were explaining these products, I was amazed. So since I started Plexus this time, which was 2 weeks and 3 days, I think ago, I have had no vision problems at all. There would be many days where I would be just driving down the road and I wouldn't have vision at all in either eye. So that had gotten worse lately. And that's what I was telling them last night. That's why my husband bought my vehicle, but I'm not going to tell him that that's a lot better because I don't want him to take my vehicle back. So I won't keep it.
Let that one slide.
Yeah. I'll let that one hang on a while. So no vision problems at all. I was still having brain fog due to COVID last November. And my neurosurgeon told me that I would more than likely have my brain fog for the rest of my life. That people that have neurological issues, they're seeing that COVID patients that have neurological issues, it just hangs with them a whole lot longer. And she said that you may just deal with this the rest of your life. So I was telling them, and I know Valerie probably already knows, a lot of times I have to cheat when I go to check out clients. I've never been good with people's names. I have to program in my brain, even at the beauty shop. I'll write down a client card and have their color formula on there. And I'll be like, she's very pretty. I want her body and blonde headed, like I give details. Or kin to so-and-so, or never do this person again. So I tell Valerie and them all the time, I'm not good with names, but this was a whole different situation. So I would go and I would check my clients out. And like, for example, if I was checking Stacy out from doing her hair that day, I would look up, I've colored her hair. She's been there an hour or 2 hours. And I would have to look back before I could rebook her because literally I could not remember her name. So, and it was not only just names, it was just stuff all the time due to COVID, and I just couldn't remember. So I've not had not 1 ounce of that. There's a medicine that I've been on for over 20 years that I have completely got to quit, which was a narcotic. And so excited about it. I quit it day 4. I think it was 4 or 5 on Plexus. Energy, I sleep better than I have slept since before I had kids and before I had my either of my shunts. Lost 8 pounds the first 8 days, hadn't weighed since then. I know inches are happening, so that's always good. And I can't remember the other ones. I had them wrote down last night, but that's just a few of them. And I believe, and I told them this last night too, I believe that the Lord orchestrates exactly what you go through every day of your life. And he either allows it to happen or he doesn't allow it to happen. And I don't have a clue of why I have went through the things that I have went through, or why you've went through the things that you're going through right now. And I believe that right now, since LaToya has asked me, that I am walking out my complete healing. And I believe that the Lord is using Plexus to do it. I honestly do. And I told somebody that, and they kind of looked at me like, whatever. But I believe that the Lord uses doctors. He uses whatever he can use to heal somebody's body. And I feel better than I have felt since I've been in my 20s. So I'm just praising the Lord for it. And also, you can make some good money. So I'm 4 people away from making $2,000 in 2 weeks. So I'm so excited.
Yay. I'm so excited for you. I tell you what, we were on the call last night, and we had about 20 people on there, and Danielle was sharing her story, and we're just all sitting there crying. My friend's like, what does that mean for you? And, like, what does this mean for your life? And she was just like, it's everything. And we're just like, oh, and it was just, it's amazing what we get to do and what we get to help people with. So thank you so much, Danielle, for sharing that. And I'm glad that several of you on here have already started the products. So I hope that you are already feeling the effects and feeling better and beginning to have your brain fog lift and all of those things. I do want to share a little bit of my story with you as well. I'm going to actually share a picture with you here. So when I started Plexus, get this picture bigger. When I started Plexus, my friend Alita came and introduced it to me. And this first picture here, on the May the 11th of that year, I was on vacation. We had just ordered the products. They had not come in yet. And so you can see my 4-month change. And guys, this was 6 years ago. But you can tell, like, my skin started looking better. People at church started asking me, because they only see you once a week. They're like, what are you using on your face? You look so different. You're glowing. And I was like, nothing. And so finally I realized, I was like, this must be Plexus as well. But the thing I want you to notice about these pictures is I went down 1.5 sizes in clothes, but this is only 5 pounds. This is only 5 pounds on the scale, guys. That's huge. And here's why, because Plexus begins to take inflammation off of your body. And so that was one of the first things that it did for me, was remove all of the inflammation and the bloat. She's like, yay, it's going to. So, removing all the inflammation and the bloating off of you. I mean, my fingers, like, I can even tell, like, my rings fit differently and things like that. So I have always had high blood pressure. And so I love that Plexus does not, interfere with any of that. My blood pressure's actually come down, and helped with things. But Plexus, for me, one of the first things that I started to notice was I was waking up feeling rested, which was huge. My husband was always telling me, he's like, if you could make money taking naps, we'd be millionaires, because every day at lunch, I would go sleep in my car. Like, that's how tired I was. And then I would get home, I would fix dinner, and I was crashing, 8 or 9 o'clock, I was ready to go to bed. And so one of the first things we noticed was I had been on the products for, it was the end of my first week, going into my second week maybe. And I got up about 8:30 at night and started to clean the kitchen. And my husband goes, what's wrong? Why are you mad? And I'm like, I'm not mad. Why do you think I'm mad? He's like, well, you're cleaning at night. Like, and I was like, I just feel good. I don't want to sit around, So Plexus does help people lose weight, and I will explain that to you. But a lot of the reason why they lose weight is because they're just feeling good for the first time in years. And they didn't, I hear all the time, the biggest thing that I hear is, I didn't know how bad I felt until I felt good. And people are really amazed. It's really astonishing what you become used to as far as dealing with joint pain, dealing with tiredness, inflammation, belly issues, skin issues, all kinds of things. And so as you're on these products, you're going to begin to notice different things. But that's one of the first things that I personally noticed was my energy was staying throughout the day, and I was sleeping really, really well, which that was huge for me. And I'll tell you the two other things that happened for me too. But most of you have already gotten your products, and so you have started on the Triplex, which is the pink drink, the Slim, our Bio Cleanse, and then oh, this is our vitamin bottle, but it looks just like the other one that you have, which is Probiotic 5. Like, this is our vitamin bottle. Looks just like this stuff. Okay, we're gonna pretend. So the first thing that you get is your pink drink. So in your pink drink, it comes in sticks, which is great, very convenient just to pop in your purse if you're on the go. What this does, it was actually developed for people with diabetes originally. And so what they found was that as we were balancing blood sugars naturally with the pink drink, that people, because their blood sugars are balanced, they began to have sustained energy throughout the day. Now, what that means is if you drink Cokes or coffee and you're having to get ramped up in the morning and then you crash around 11, and then you're having to have a Coke and then you crash around 3, you're doing this all day long. Your body is working extra hard just to keep you going. You've been sitting at a desk all day, or you just, you've been standing up doing hair, whatever you're doing, but you're more tired than what you should be. And that's because you're doing this. So your adrenal glands are actually getting worn out all day long. So one of the things Danielle did not mention is that she used to drink a lot of Cokes, and she's had, what did you say, 2 in the last 2 weeks? Three Cokes in the last 2 weeks, guys. That's huge. I mean, she was having multiple a day because she decided her body decided that it didn't need those things anymore. So you actually begin to crave water. You begin to crave things that are good for you because your body's balancing out. When your body is craving sugar and craving carbs and all of that, it's because there's bacteria, there's candida yeast, there's an imbalance in your gut, and that's what's craving those things. It's not really that you need it, it's just that your body's craving it. So the Slim, as this balances out your blood sugars, instead of you doing this all day, you're doing this. And so then that lasts longer, your natural energy lasts longer. So this is not a stimulant. It's not going to hype you up. It's not going to, give you the jitters and all that stuff. That's not why the energy comes. The energy comes because your blood sugars are balanced. Isn't that awesome? So with the Slim, you had 2 options. You had the hunger control, which is that's what I personally prefer. It's a bigger stick than the other one. And it has added fiber in it, and that's to help you feel full longer. So that's the hunger control. The other one is our microbiome, and it's about that big, and it actually has good gut bacteria, so it's going to seed or feed the good bacteria that's in your stomach while it's also balancing. Okay, so I always say if you're looking for weight loss or weight management, go with the hunger control. If you're more around gut health issues, then you can go with the microbiome. Okay, so we just take this, put it into a bottle of water, shake it up, drink it. You do want to drink this within about 20 to 30 minutes of shaking it up. So it's not something you want to drink, like shake it up and then take it in your lunch bag and drink it later in the afternoon, right? It's still going to work well, but it's going to lose, the goodness of it's going downhill at that point. So I do say just drink it, mix it up, drink it. I love it in a room temperature bottle of water, not too cold, and I literally just down it. I love it. So it's best to drink that about 30 minutes before a meal. That's not a steadfast rule. Don't feel like you have to drink this and then time yourself and all of that. Our products are not that way, guys. They're made to work naturally with your body. So if you do forget to take it before breakfast and you want to take it before lunch, it's totally fine. The other night, I was actually about to get on a Zoom call, and I realized I had not had my pink drink all day, and it was 8 o'clock at night, and I mixed it up and drank it and went right to bed at 10. It's not that kind of thing. The most important thing with this is that you do it every day. So if you miss doing it at breakfast, make sure you do it at lunch. If you miss lunch, do it at dinner, but make sure you do it every day. Do not miss a day because it's balancing your body. So we have a lot of people that their A1C level goes down, different things like that, because their blood sugars are being balanced naturally. So With that come these two products, if that was the right product, these two products. And the first one is our Probio 5. So our Probio 5 is a probiotic. The thing that makes our probiotic different is it has an antifungal component, which means it's going to go in and kill off bad bacteria in your gut while it's putting in the good. That is huge, guys. That's where the inflammation goes away. That's where people stop having migraines, hormone issues are balanced out. Plantar fasciitis, is that not crazy? Plantar fasciitis in your feet is gotten better by Plexus because it's gut health. If you think about it, our guts are where we were connected to our moms, right? It's literally our second brain. So there's so many things, any ailment that you have or that anybody in your family, your friends has that is struggling with something, I encourage you, go and Google whatever that thing is and gut health and look at the connection between the two. It will be there somewhere. So there's so many things. I told them last night on the call, my husband used to joke, because everybody that had an ailment of any kind, I would always be like, they need Plexus, they need Plexus. And he would say, I bet you could sprinkle Plexus on Siamese twins and they would come apart. I'm like, they probably would because it's that good. That really helps with so many things. So the important thing is as you're taking the Probio 5, you want to be taking the Bio Cleanse. This is the third part of the Triplex. The Bio Cleanse it's not a laxative or anything like that. You're not going to have to quit your day job. It is a magnesium supplement. What it does is it moisturizes your intestines. Okay. So if you think of a straw that hasn't been cleaned in a very long time, it's going to get gunky and caked in on the inside. Most adults can have between 8 to 12 pounds of old stool in their intestinal tract. That is a small child, people, in your intestinal tract. That's crazy. That was a lot of the bloating that was on my body. I would not go to the bathroom, but every 2 or 3 days. And it was an ordeal for it to happen. So for me, it was so huge because if you think about it, when you eat, if you eat 3 times a day and you're going to the bathroom once a day or every other day, all of those toxins from the food that you've eaten and that your body has broken down are sitting in your body. Isn't that crazy? It's just sitting there. So when you think of that heavy bloated feeling, you think of your skin being dull, you think of, joint pain, all of that is all just from that stuff sitting in your body. So what the Bio Cleanse does is it begins to moisturize your intestinal tract. So over time, it's not immediate, but over time, over 6 months, 9 months, it begins to flake off all of the stuff that was in there and begins to clean your intestinal tract. Guys, that is huge. That is where things begin to change. So even if you were already regular, even, like my mom had to take metformin when she was starting on the Triplex. And so because of metformin, she was going to the bathroom very regularly, and she was like, I don't need the Bio Cleanse. I don't need the Bio Cleanse. I'm like, you do. And here's why. Because as the Probio 5 begins to kill stuff off, you're going to have more waste that needs to be eliminated. And that's why we always do these together. Okay. The other important thing to remember with the Triplex is you want to drink your water. You want to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want 100 ounces of water a day. Guys, the best thing I can tell you to do is get a big water bottle, get like a 30-ounce water bottle and fill it up 3 times. Okay. That is a great way, 4 times, 3 or 4 times. I used to do the big 33-ounce Dasani bottles, and I would fill that up 3 times a day, and then 4 if I worked out. I would get a 4th one in. But that's how I knew I was getting my water. And you might say that's a lot of water. Like, how many people feel like that's a lot of water? Anybody? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like a lot. I know it feels like a lot. Once you start doing it, though, your body is going to crave that water. You're going to want it. You're going to start going by and be like, man, I don't believe I drank that much water today. You're going to feel better because it's going to begin to flush out your system. And not only that, it's going to help to rejuvenate your cells from the inside out. It makes everything work better when our bodies are hydrated. Hydration is so important in our bodies. So those 3 products together begin to heal the gut. And that is where all of the wonderful things happen that can happen with Plexus. I do want to caution you on a couple of things. We do start you out really slow, guys. And here's why this is important. You don't want to have die off. You may go through detox, but you don't want to have die off. So what that means is when you get your products, we start you out on one of the Probio 5 at night, one of those at night, and 2 BioCleanse at night. Okay. Then as you go forward, we want to make sure that you are communicating with me and Danielle. Here is why. Don't just go by what the package says. We want to start you slow, and we're going to help coach you. So don't ghost us when we're asking you if you've pooped today, okay? Because it's going to happen. We're going to be like, hey, how you doing? Is everything flowing and going? Okay. It's okay to be honest with us, because we're going to help your bodies to work right. Okay. So that sometimes that takes some tweaking and some up. Maybe you need to up this, maybe you need to down that. So make sure you're communicating with us. But as you begin to start, we want to go slow. You will possibly go through some detox symptoms. Most people do within their first week to 3 weeks window. Detox may look like you may go through a tired spell for a few days. You'll come out of that. Detox may look like as you're coming off of caffeine, you see that, I enjoy coffee. I switched to decaf because I like the smell and I like something warm, especially when the weather gets cold, but I don't need caffeine anymore. So I just do decaf coffee. But when you're first coming off of caffeine, you may have the headaches and things like that. So just be aware that that may happen. If it does, then, take a Tylenol, drink some extra water, get through that. It should go away within a few days. Okay. That is your body cleaning out. That's good. If you have a little bit of extra gas the first week or so, that's okay. That's your body cleaning. Yeah. So it was like, yes, that was me. That's your body cleaning out. That means it's working. So don't give up. Just keep pushing through. Remember, the important thing is to do these things every single day, guys. Okay. And then last but not least, I'll often get the question, be thinking of your questions if you have any, but I often get the question of, is there any type of diet or anything that I need to follow while I'm on this? I will always say, yes, you want to cut back on sugar. You want to cut back on carbs. You want to cut back on processed and fake food. Obviously, that's any time with any type of nutrition program, right? We're working on getting our bodies healthy from the inside out. But that doesn't mean that I didn't fry up a little bit of meat and have some gravy and biscuits tonight for my man when he got home, because I did, and it was so good. But we also have, keto cake, and so no sugar on the cake. But you make your choices, but you do want to watch what you're eating, especially if you were doing this to lose weight in particular. Now if you're detoxing too quickly, that's where you move into what we call die off. Die off is not fun. Die off is where the candida yeast begins to fight it dying, and it begins to come back on your body. That could show up in the form of additional joint pain. It could go and hide in your joints. It could show up in the form of a yeast infection, a thrush, like a yeast infection in your mouth. It could show up in the form of a breakout. So if those things start happening, that means you're going too quickly, and we need to back down your probio just a little bit. Okay. That very rarely happens because we start people slow. But if you do what we tell you to, you should be okay. Okay. And so last but not least, as you know, Danielle has been sharing and telling, which I love. She is almost making $2,000. She's 4 people away from making $2,000, guys, in 2-week period. That is insane. And a trip to Orlando. We're going to Orlando. A trip to Orlando, 3 nights at the Gaylord at a Plexus event in March. She is just on the cusp of winning that, earning that trip as well. So that is the reason why we share, is the number one reason why we want everyone to share, whether they want a business or not, whether they are looking to share with multiple people or not. The number one reason why you want to share, and share right away with 3 people, is because Plexus has done studies. When you share with at least 3 people, and you have 3 people come do this with you from the beginning, that could be your mom, your sister, your best friend, your hairdresser, right? Anybody like that. When you do that, you're 80% more likely to stay on the products for at least 6 months, which you need to do. You need to commit to yourself for at least 6 months to see what these products are going to do for you. And then you are more likely to be successful in your health goals if you have people do it with you. So Plexus incentivizes us to do that. What they do is they say you can get a referral link when you sign up. So you already have your referral link. And Danielle and I can help you to look that up if you don't know what it is. It's probably your name. But you get a referral link. When you give that referral link to somebody and they come and join you with the Triplex, just like you did with Danielle, Plexus will either give you free products or they give you money. Right now, they have got so much money on the table. It's ridiculous. If you share with 3 people, guys, you can think of 3 people. Can everybody think of 3 people? You think of somebody that's got joint pain, diabetes, that's tired, that just needs more mom energy, brain fog, all of the things, right? So those 3 people, when they join you, that's $360 that Plexus is going to give you right now this month in November, because we've got extra incentives going on. We have some amazing specials going on for getting people to come do this with you. Now, yes, we would love for you to want a business and have a business. And I can tell you, when I first started this, I was working full-time, 50, 60 hours a week with my husband at his shop. And when I started sharing Plexus, and I averaged my first 6 months, I averaged $1,000 a month, my first 6 months, while working 50 hours a week. Guys, that was life-changing money for our family. I don't know what $1,000 a month would be for your family, but it was a game changer for our family. It enabled us to buy Christmas, it enabled us to do vacations, it enabled us to pay off some bills that we had. That was a big deal for us. So if you are looking for extra income like that, or even to build a business like me and Danielle are doing as well, then by all means, we would love to help you do that, because there are so many incentives right now. Like I said, she's making $2,000 in 2 weeks, guys. That is insane money for 2 weeks of work. Okay. Like, I don't know, like how many people make that in their regular job? Not many. Okay. So I'm going to open now just for a minute, and thank you guys so much for joining us. I do want to open for questions while we have you on here. So who would have the first question? You can just unmute and fire away. You can ask me anything you want. I'm going to take a drink of water while you're thinking.
On our pack, did we get the which drink did we get? The one with the extra fiber?
I think so. I think we ordered the hunger control.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I had a lot of stomach issues, and I don't know if I might need the good gut bacteria. Would you mix both of them, or you just do one strictly?
You can. A lot of people do one of each during the day. You don't want to do any more than 2 slim. I mean, you could do more than 2 slim, but the effectiveness, you only really need 2 is the max in a day. So I do know a lot of people that do like the hunger control in the morning and then the microbiome in the evening. So you could do that. You could add that back.
Do you have to drink the whole drink? I mean, is there a certain amount of water, or does that matter?
Yes, you do need to drink the whole drink in order to get it all in you. It really depends on your taste preference. Most people say between 10 and 12 ounces. So just a regular size bottle of water is usually what most people use. If you, most 90% of people love the taste of the Slim. There are a few that don't like the taste. If the taste bothers you at all, I would say mix it with lemon water, or like coconut flavored LaCroix is awesome with it. It's just a nice little refreshing bubbly drink. And so you can do some things like that as well. But most people just drink it up in the morning, and then they're ready for the day on that.
Okay. I had another question, but I can't remember it now.
Oh, that's fine. Let me know if you think of it. And who had the next question? I have the chat up here. You can also type it into the chat if you're where you can't unmute right now. So another thing that I'm often asked is, what's the best way to share? And so obviously, you know how Danielle shared with you, which is just a face-to-face conversation, voice-to-voice over the phone conversation. That's the best way to share. I normally tell people, you know, if you're wanting to get those accountability partners to come along with you, just, you know, tell them, hey, I'm trying out this Plexus stuff that my friend Danielle gave me. And, you know, I want you to come do it with me. I've heard that it helps with migraines. I know that you have migraines. So like, come try this with me. We've got a 60-day money back guarantee. There's literally no risk to do that. So just come and try this with me. And then when you have those 3 people do that, that's $360. And so, and then right now we're also offering some extra incentives on my team For people that do that, you actually get a little coffee mug as a gift. And then if you have a few more people, you get a t-shirt. So we've got all kinds of great stuff going on right now for that. And then we can also do a Zoom party like this for you and your friends as well. I'll be doing another one of these Thursday night, actually. So who has another question?
Latoya, can you explain roughly how long they need to be on the triplex before they start adding in? I had a few people that were wanting to know as far as for weight loss. And I know triplex will help with that, but there are other products that Plexus has that you can go along with that. So I didn't know as far as the time frame and what you would suggest to put in with those, in with the triplex.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So there's a couple of other products if you're interested in weight loss that you can add into the triplex. The most important thing I will say is the triplex is the core thing you need to, like, don't come off of those three. If you want to add to it, that's fine, but make sure you stay on those three at least for 6 months. I mean, I've been on them for 6 years, so I will not come off of these three because they're just great. They keep my body acting right. But if you want to add in some extra things, we do have a meal replacement shake. You can do it as a snack replacement or a meal replacement. We have that with whey protein. We also have a vegan one. And then we also have something called MetaBurn, which if you are not sensitive to caffeine, you can add in MetaBurn. And that it does have some caffeine in it, but it increases your metabolism. So that's good if you're doing a good workout regimen in the mornings and you just want a little extra oomph in there for that. That's a good thing to take. And then we also have our active drink, which I love. It's another drink that comes in a stick like this. And it's all natural energy. So if you have people in your life that are doing monster drinks and you don't like it when they do monster drinks and you know how bad that is for them and they're drinking Mellow Yellows and everything else, you might want to get them to try the active because that is an all natural energy drink. It does have caffeine in it, but it's not a lot of caffeine. I feel the MetaBurn has more caffeine than the active, but it's really good. A lot of people mix their Slim and their active together. If you do the Starfruit Guava active with our regular Slim, it is awesome. I'll just tell you that is awesome. But so a lot of people just do that together in the mornings. But the active is definitely good. The meal replacement lean, and then the MetaBurn is something else you can do as well. We also just have amazing face care. We have a morning and a night serum and a face wash and some collagen. I do the collagen. I was telling Danielle, I had a hysterectomy a few years ago and lost like over half of my hair. I showed her a picture before she met me and she was like, you did have a lot of hair. And so I actually have started taking the collagen because a good friend of mine she's my spiritual mom, actually. She had a lot of hair loss to the point where she was actually wearing a hairpiece on top. And she came over to my house the other day and I said, girl, your hair looks good. And she's like, this is mine. It's not even my hairpiece. I was like, what? And she said, I've been doing the collagen for a year. And she's like, I don't have to wear it anymore. And I'm like, come on. So I've started doing it and my hair's growing. Like I can see it. I took a photo the other day and I could see little sprigs sticking out everywhere. It was awesome. So, we've got some amazing other products. Our X Factor vitamin is wonderful. It is an aloe-based vitamin. So it actually increases absorption. A lot of times when you take vitamins, we just expel them right out, right? The aloe-based vitamin actually increases absorption by 70%. So it's going to help your body to hang on to that. We also have Nerve, which I know Danielle just ordered. She's going to be taking soon. Nerve helps to reinvigorate your nerve endings. So I had a friend that had neuropathy and drop C in her foot. And she actually began to feel more with that. So that was a big deal. And then we also have I'm sorry.
What's that called?
It's called Nerve. And then we also have, if you want to take an omega that is not fish-based, we have a plant-based omega. So it's called Mega X, and it's plant-based. It's wonderful, and it does not smell like fish, which is awesome. And so that's a good one. But we have a lot of products, not an abundant amount, but we have enough that you have a good source of vitamins and, nutrition. And so anything that you're interested in, just let me know. We're happy to recommend other products for you. But like I say, you can add other products as quickly as you want to, really. Just don't come off of the Triplex. That would be my main suggestion because of the gut health and the blood sugar balancing. You want to stay with those three, but then you can add on whatever. I have quite a few products that I take every single day. I take our Edge. If you haven't heard of our Edge, it's awesome. I take our Edge in the mornings. It does have a little bit of caffeine, but it increases your mental sharpness, your mental clarity. And so my mom and my mother-in-law both work with me, and we have pretty stressful days, some days of the month, and they will take an Edge, and I can tell a difference in how well they're concentrating on their job. It's amazing. I'm like, it doesn't even sound like I'm working with the same people. It's crazy. When they take their Edge, they're just very focused and down to it. So that's awesome as well. Our Vital Biome helps with the serotonin levels in your brain. So if you know anyone that deals with anxiety or depression, things like that, Vital Biome is an amazing supplement to add to their regimen. And the X Factor, that vitamin that I mentioned, helps with hot flashes too.
Ooh, I need some.
I know that one's actually clinically, like they did clinical tests on that. That and the Vital Biome, they did.
That was another question I had. I take a multivitamin every day. I have for like years and years, or just a one a day. Would that replace the vitamin I take?
Yeah.
And
if you did the
then,
X Factor, that would replace it.
and I use, I have to use Miralax every day. I put it in my coffee. Would this maybe eliminate that eventually?
Most definitely. I know this is TMI and I know we're recording, but I'm just going to tell you anyway, because that's what I do. I talk about food. But you, when you are eating 2 to 3 times a day, 4 times a day, you should be going to the bathroom that many times a day. And when you go to the bathroom, you should not have time to check your cell phone, if you know what I mean. You should be able to get in and get out. And you want to be looking for like cow patties. Okay, I know that sounds gross, but that's just how we talk. Okay, cow patties in the commode is the best thing ever. So when you get to where your body is doing that, and we will keep upping your bio cleanse until you are doing that, because that's what it's going to help you to do. Once you get to that point, you're really going to see how your body was intended to work, how God made it to work. God did not make us to strain, to keep all those toxins in our bodies all that time. Like He made us to go to eat, go to the bathroom, eat, go to the bathroom. Like that's how He made our bodies. So when you begin to do that and work your body in that way, you're going to feel such a difference in how you feel. It's truly remarkable. So yes, it will help you to eliminate any type of fiber, Miralax, any type of things like that you're taking, for sure. Any other questions? You guys are awesome. And everybody on here has ordered. Is that correct? Except one. Okay, so one person's on here that has not ordered. I will say that when you get ready to order tonight, we do have a 10% off code for you. So get with Danielle before you order. She will walk you through that, give you your 10% off code. And then when you get your products, she'll put you in a chat with me so we can help coach you. And then when you get your products, let us know when they come in, and we'll begin to help coach you and check in with you on those types of things as well. So, and then, did anybody have any questions about getting accountability partners? Because if you guys do that this week, I have special prizes for everybody. So, because we love accountability partners. And so let us know if you have any questions on that. We would love to help you. And I do, like I said, want to respect your time. We've been on here for 41 minutes. So if you don't have any more questions, if you have any more questions, let me know real fast. And that's it. Okay. So let us know how we can help you guys. Thank you so much for being on here tonight. Y'all are awesome. It's so good to put some faces and names together tonight. And again, my name's LaToya. Let me know how I can help you. Danielle's here to help you. And guys, we're in this for the long haul. So as long as you want help on these products, we're here to help coach you. And you're just getting a whole family that you didn't know about. You thought you were just buying some vitamins and supplements. We love on you, and we're all one big happy family. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And God bless y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you.